All right, I made this video a few times. I'm gonna try it one more time because I think I finally got figured out what exactly I want to say. So I'm on my way to a doctor's appointment, and just want to knock this little talking head piece out. So the March challenge is over. I submitted that document. It's in my last video. I go completely through the document. You can go back and look at my answers, compare notes. So that's done. Moving on to April. The April challenge has got 2 parts and a bonus part. First part is hiking, rucking 50 miles with a pack. There's no weight limit, there's no terrain limit, nothing like that, just 50 miles with a pack. I'm gonna try and knock that out next week on my spring break. I'm gonna try to, maybe do, I don't know, 2 or 3 or 4, maybe even 5 longer distance hikes. I've also got my backpack and my hunt that challenges me planned for April, a turkey hunt. So I'll be able to knock out some miles there. So I'm gonna kind of keep that in my back pocket. So that's gonna be, there'll be some good videos there. I'll take you guys with me on those. And then the second part of the challenge is a pack dump, which I'm excited for me to make a list, a detailed list, and see if there's anything I'm really missing. But then I think the other thing that's gonna be good for you guys watching is, I have a super budget build loadout situation. It's the budget of budget. I'm a school teacher. I've got a family, 2 kids, and a lot of responsibilities. I don't feel like I can just blow money on gear, all the time. So I have very budget-minded stuff. And I think for you guys to, maybe they're kind of in the same boat as me, it can be a little frustrating when you watch everybody's packed up on YouTube and they all got Swarovski and, QU and all this top-of-the-line stuff. So that'll be fun, and I hope you guys enjoy that one. So that's the second part of the April challenge. The bonus part is one, getting together with other people in the challenge and completing some of these tasks. So if you're in the Kentucky area or surrounding states, message me on here, message me on the Discord. The name's AZ, and we can get together maybe on my spring break or one of these weekends and knock out some miles on this 50-mile challenge. Another bonus kind of thing they talked about was getting a weapon set up and getting it ready, for the upcoming hunt season. And so that's going to be a big one for me because I've used a 30-30 Marlin 336 my entire life, my entire adult life. Before that, I only used slug guns, just from my family's from Ohio, so that's all they kind of knew. And I thought when I got the 30-30, I was like, wow, this is great. But it's a 200-yard rifle at best. And I bought it from a pawn shop, kind of small town hunting shop when I was first started working. And it's just not going to do what I need to do. So I'm going to trade that in and buy a new rifle, set up this rifle, and I'm going to take you guys through that whole process that I'm going through. So I'm excited for that. And then I want to talk about my fitness part of this challenge, just my fitness in general. So in one of my first videos, I kind of went over a plan that I was doing to kind of build back a base, and that plan has done that. I feel stronger, and I've kind of knocked off a little bit of fat, and I'm feeling better about myself. But the problem is I wasn't getting enough sleep. I was, maybe during the week, especially those days where I'm waking up early to lift, I might only be getting 5 or 6 hours of sleep. And I wasn't getting full on sick, but I felt just, very tired, and kind of felt like I was getting sick all the time. And, the guys at EXO, they've had podcasts about it, and there's lots of stuff on the internet. And I think, sometimes as guys, we feel like we're the tough guys, and we're getting up early, and we're doing this. Whoa, that's great. But I think your sleep is truly super critical. I think there's a lot of really scary stuff about mental health stuff like Alzheimer's and things that are kind of attributed to lack of sleep. So, you know, I'm not a doctor, but I think taking care of your sleep is going to be super important. So I'm going to kind of adjust what I'm doing. I'm going to take out my morning lifts, and I'm going to focus on, I'm going to do 2 days of lifting, 4 days of running, and do those all in the afternoon so I can get at a minimum 7 hours of sleep a night. You know, I think 8's better, but 7 would be a huge improvement for me. And then that's kind of got me thinking about the 24 miles and 24-hour challenge. I thought about kind of tweaking things and training to do a 100-mile like ultra race to make that part of the 24 and 24. But to me, and if you guys are out there doing ultras, like, no shade, this is just my thoughts. I think that if you're talking about being in sheep shape, mountain shape, I think I'm gonna want more strength in my legs and more overall fitness, where I think is like being an ultra runner, because I did do a marathon last year and I kind of felt this way. I got very, you know, I was in great shape, my cardio health was great, but I was definitely weaker because I neglected lifting, and the type of running I was doing wasn't like sprinting or you know, building speed. So I'm going to focus on breaking a 20-minute 5K. I'm about a 25-minute 5K right now. So I'm going to focus on that, and then lifting twice a week to kind of like, I'm going to call it functional strength, where I'm preventing injuries and trying to get stronger for sprinting and running. Another thing with the ultra training is it just takes up so much time, and I think, you know, if you got family, you got jobs, and, you know, we're doing these hunting challenges, it's hard to say, all right, I'm gonna run 70 miles this week, because at the end, you know, towards the middle and end of a ultra block, you're gonna easily get into that 70, 80, 90, maybe more miles a week. And, you know, ultra running is not fast, it's slow. You're gonna be spending, you know, 5, 6, 7 hours doing some of these long runs, and you're gonna do that several times a week. So I'm not, I'm gonna hold off on the ultra side, and I'm gonna maybe do that at another point in my life. I think that's gonna fit this challenge better and fit my life better right now. For the 24 and 24 challenge, though, I am gonna see how far I can go. So, you know, even though I'm not gonna be training, you know, for these super long distances, I'm still gonna pick out a day and, you know, see how far I can go. You know, hopefully maybe I can hit 50. I think that'd be pretty cool. I'll definitely at least do a marathon, but going 50 would be really cool. So that's kind of you know, reviewing April's challenge. I'll show you guys some of the, you know, the new kind of workout routine that I'm going to do going forward. And yeah, we'll see you on the next video. We'll start watching me struggle to open this packaging here. But the guys at EXO sent the Experience Project t-shirt, and then I accidentally purchased another t-shirt upon checkout, which was, I think I got in there and kind of freaked out, just making sure I was part of the challenge, and got an extra t-shirt, but it's pretty cool. So you guys will be able to see these. Here they sent a little envelope too, that's got some cool pictures from EXO users and guys that work at EXO. So that was kind of neat. So you guys will see that. I muted the original video so you guys didn't have to listen to me ramble on there, but instead ramble now. And I wanted to go back and talk about my sleep. You know, I've recently adjusted that pattern, and I can tell you I feel a lot better. I feel stronger and healthier. So sleep is definitely where it's at. Here's the Experience Challenge t-shirt. Pretty cool. Looking forward to wearing that around. Yep, nobody wants to see the back of the shirt. Dummy, okay. Open the next shirt. Here's the stickers. So You get an experience project sticker. And then the other sticker is another EXO Find Your Limits sticker. Someone I saw in the Discord had one that said, "Be a man, use your mouth." That's funny. I'll probably put these stickers on my toolbox back there behind me. Here's a second little bonus shirt I got. Nobody wants to see the back of the shirt, dummy. Turn it around. All right, got a little EXO Mountain Gear built with pride. Nice shirt, happy to have it. Thanks for watching, guys.